What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. My name is Steve, and if it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you will not regret it. And if this is a returning subscriber, listen, welcome back. Guys, yesterday I dropped a video about Ed Reed going off on Bethune-Cookman University, where he's supposed to be the head coach. Come to find out, he's not hired yet. And he highlighted he went on a rant on his Instagram, and he highlighted a lot of things that are supposedly bad there as far as the conditions of the field and such. And he went off on a rant, and it's been a controversial topic since then. But today, surprisingly, the brother, I'm gonna keep it real, on his Instagram he issued a formal apology. You know, when he talked about a little bit about, you know, he was sorry as a leader, he needs to do better. And honestly, man, I think that was the right thing to do. Now, it's all good, you know, to laugh at you know, what he was talking about, and seeing how he was reacting, especially from me, seeing him from a point of professionalism and just seeing him on television shows and, you know, back in the day as a player. And I'm like, yo, he act just like you would think he act. That's why it was funny to me. But I got a lot of discussion out of that in my comments. Some people agreed with it, some people didn't. And that's good. That's what I like, you know, a good dialogue. Y'all spoke amongst yourselves about the differences in opinion, and that's good. But listen, was he right to do that? It all depends. You know, some people, you know, for some reason in society, we have this thing where it's a universal way of doing stuff sometimes. You know, and the only time, you know, you can really say that is when people put themselves in the position of, if I was you, I would have did that. And then you come up to a greater consensus. But sometimes, man, you know, he's experiencing it down there, guys. We're not. And I want to talk a little bit about some of the stuff. I think his apology was sincere. I think it was good that he apologized. Should he have went off like that? That's up for debate. You know, I don't know what he's been exposed to down there. Like the man said, his office wasn't cleaned and all that stuff. When you can't, that right there would have rubbed me the wrong way. You know, show me you appreciate me. Show me you want me down here. You know, that's one thing. But I think his apology was sincere. You know, and I think, you know, as being a man, you know, sometimes you got to admit when you're wrong. Honestly, between me and you, I think a lot of that where he went off, it came, you know, and this is just thinking back from last night when I made the video. A lot of that, I think he came off where, you know, NFL players talk to each other a lot. Now, I don't know how much he talks to Eddie George. I know he talks to Deion Sanders. You know, I know that for a fact. And, you know, Deion going to probably tell what the situation, what happened with him in J-State. And some of that stuff seemed familiar to Ed Reed. And he was like, oh, okay. It's a greater consensus of nigga shit happening down here in these schools. And he put himself in the position that Deion was in. Remember, he was talking about picking up trash, and Deion said he picked up trash. Maybe that triggered him to do that live. And it was just, you know, I think it was a combination of a lot of things where it was just a boiling point was reached. And he was like, yo, I think these people trying to play me out. And I think he went off. So that's why I say, you know, when I said, why shouldn't he blow him up? Sometimes you don't know what people are going through in a situation. We only see the outcome after the outburst, you know, and then we're like, oh, but damn, you know, from a common sense standpoint, that's not a good thing to do. Another thing is this. You got to admit, guys, you got to admit, anybody listening to this channel, listening to this video or has been with me on this channel for a while, you got to understand something. I'm a free thinking person. I don't try to think with the masses. I don't have a herd mentality. And I try to speak from a common sense standpoint. And I also try to think from a standpoint of myself. Listen, you got to admit something is wrong with these HBCUs, man. You know, something is wrong. I went to a HBCU, so I seen firsthand some of the stuff. You know, you know, I was a young kid, 18 years old. We was kicking out tuition, and our living quarters looked like crap. And I'm like, where's the money going? And I was younger, and I'm like, you know, I already knew that universities made money and colleges make money because, you know, people was paying up front when we was paying for our tuition. They asked for our tuition. We was, you know, people had cashier's checks, had all kinds of stuff. They was getting the money. And it's like the whole time I was there, the living conditions never changed. And we really didn't see where the money was going. But At 18 years old, we're not thinking about that anyway. So that's neither here nor there. But listen, something is wrong. You know, as older adults and understanding the value of money and the value of things and seeing where an investment goes, you know, you see where your money goes when you're investing in something. You got to admit, man, there's some nigga shit going on down in a lot of these HBCUs. Like, I didn't know that Joe Biden gave HBCUs over $8 billion. Now, what is it, like over 100 and something HBCUs? $8 billion divided by that should be a hell of a come up. And supposedly, FAMU, the first day of school, some of the students had to sleep outside. I don't understand it because the living room arrangements wasn't right. The reason why I say it's a lot of nigga shit, and I'm keeping it real with you, man. I mean, we got to be honest with ourselves here. They are poor white universities. A lot of people don't know that. The poor small colleges where they have funding problems too. And they have this, but it just all comes down to the management of the money. It's no way the pictures Ed Reed showed in his live stream of the field. Now, I know y'all gonna say something about they had 2 hurricanes stuff. You still have groundskeepers. You still have groundskeepers. Some of that stuff he showed should have been fixed immediately after the hurricane had got done. So that's that on that. But some of the stuff he showed yesterday on that live stream, man, my high school looked better than that. And some of the stuff we never even used. But I mean, you have groundskeepers. You don't know who can pop up at that school at any time. Hey, let me come and take a tour of the facilities. What if the governor showed up? You know, I'm not saying it would happen, you know, from the hurricane to see the damage or whatever. And then, like, say he came back over some time, like since the hurricanes passed or whatever. Hey, let me see the progress you guys have made, you know, because you know the governors and stuff issue money for these schools. Let me see how much progress you guys have made. And they go out there and see that like that. Somebody gonna have a lot of explaining to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like a chain link fence don't cost nothing to fix. A small piece of fence, where the grounds crews. That's their job. Somebody's not doing something right. Now, I'm not saying they're not busy doing other things, but certain things need to be taken care of, especially when you're dealing with boundaries. A fence or a perimeter breach, a fence is one of the first things you fix. And I felt this pain when he was going off. But I mean, in defense though, I think another thing is with these NFL players sometimes, and I think Coach Prime was guilty of this too. You can't run your coaching career like you did, or your coaching business career like an NFL player. And I don't think a lot of people thought about that. Seriously, I mean, just let's think deep here. When you're an NFL player, you playing for a contract. Now the contract might have a lot of incentives on it, and you only want to play for a certain amount of money, right? But also, you got to keep your mouth out of business. You know, you got to stick strictly to football or whatever to your thing. A lot of times when you step outside your boundaries, it'll be somebody to say something to you or something like that. And I think such is the case with Ed Reed. Now, I'm not knocking the guy, not like that. But when he went around and started showing stuff other than the sports thing, I think that rubbed people the wrong way. And I think somebody talked to him, you know, and was like, hey, man, you know, you really, I mean, the athletic field where y'all operate, you can complain about that. But you said a lot of stuff that you didn't really have to say, and it can mess up with our enrollment and us getting money to pay you in future endeavors, all because you was upset. And that I can agree with. You know what I'm saying? I can agree with that. You know, he shouldn't have really did it. And I wasn't thinking about it. I was just overly excited about doing the story and laughing about it. But I mean, it was a couple of things in there where he went off, where it didn't really have to do with sports. But you can't run business like an NFL player. You know what I mean? You're there to coach football. Yeah, you can say things, you know, about other departments to people in charge of that department. But if it doesn't affect you, they basically can tell you to go fuck yourself because you ain't coaching over there. You coaching the team. But I think his apology was sincere, and I respect him for coming back and apologizing. But I don't think things would be the same now, especially because I think, you know, a dynamic has been established. Okay, Ed Reed don't take no mess. You know what I'm saying? This nigga's for real. So whatever you say you're going to do, you're going to have to do, or you're going to hear his mouth. Plus, he got a propensity of going on live and blasting us to the world and social media. We don't need that type of attention. You know, that's one of those things. But that's one thing I think they've understood. And another thing is, okay, the man is here. He's passionate. He's serious. Let's get our ass in gear and get this man what he wants. So it might have worked both ways. It might be a twofold victory. And let's just see. Because I'm going to be honest with you, man. It would be really nice. Now, Jackson State excelled on the football field when Deion was there. But could you imagine this, though? I mean, being honest, can you imagine if a HBCU, just one, takes off academically, doing all the stuff they got to do, managing the money right, having a nice sports complex for all different type of athletes, you know what I'm saying? And doing it the right way. I'm going to tell you right now, if that happened, many white students would try to rush to that HBCU. That's when you know you're doing it. And that would be a cool thing. That would be a really good thing to see. You know, just something that could say this is a historical black college and it's built this up with high standards where other HBCUs could see and say, okay, look, this is where we need to be. And I think just having one take off, it would just build up. It would just build up. And I think that's what's going to happen. Maybe Ed Reed is a solution for that. You know what I mean? With his no nonsense. Because a lot of times, man, leadership and brashness rub off on a lot of other people that respect you. And I think they respect them. So let's wish him good luck with this, man. I mean, as a man, I respect him. Just like I respect Coach Prime. Remember, in life, you only loyal as your options. He had the option to go to Colorado. He went. He's still here. The man kept saying, I should leave, but I ain't leaving. I think he was just talking. I don't think that was part of him saying it, but he was just saying to himself, you know, him being there is for the greater good. I believe him. Hopefully it'll be good, you know, he'll have good success there at Bethune-Cookman University. And I hope everything works out. You know, I hope him and the staff can mend these wounds and move forward. But leave me a comment, man. Tell me what y'all think, man. You think it was good that he apologized? He shouldn't apologize? Either way, it's okay. You know, but as always, guys, like oh my God, I got a mind blank. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.